So pleasant good morning to everyone. My name is Yeana Kelly-Simmons, and I'm the Chief Vision Officer of Art by Creative Design, and I'm here with my co-director, A.B.C.D. And we are so happy to share a little bit more about our project for this particular cohort of ECART's presentations, our Junior Creatives Studio. So this is actually a platform that we have been working on for a while, but we got an opportunity to do it a little differently as we seek to create a space, a safe space for junior creatives in our society to learn to develop the skills, attitudes, and knowledge for them to grow as creatives in our society. We want them to connect, we want them to create, we want them to glow up. And through our sessions that we had on a weekly basis, just about 6 weeks, but through those sessions, we were able to see the impact that we could have on our young persons. This was one of our greatest takeaways from the entire Amplify project, which is the impact of social media marketing. We had the highest number of engagement for any of our platforms, so that in terms of moving forward, we have a better idea how to plan in order to reach our priority population. Our students, who these participants are, we had 10 of them coming from different schools within the environment of San Fernando, some people, yeah. Right? That's where we're based. And we're trying to create a space for our junior creatives there. We want them to learn how to tell their stories. And through our engagement over the period of the 6 weeks, that's what we were trying to impart on them. Because as creatives, we know it all comes from within in order to create our best products. We would have engaged creative professionals. Della Matheson, educator, actor, he's actually Shakespearean trained actor. He came in so that we can begin to make those connections between our creative professionals so that our young persons can learn what it takes to move to the next level. So in our first session, he would have taken them through a process of looking at the elements of storytelling, what is needed, and how you can manipulate those elements so at the end of the day, you can create your best product. I don't know if y'all can see it, there's a little bit shade on my end right here, but I want you to pay attention to the body language of the participants at the end of our first session. Take a little pause, look at their faces, look at the spacing in between them. What story is being told through this particular image? So moving on, we engage them in a process of journaling. So as creative professionals, I'm sure that you all would have understood at some point in time the importance of being able to have that period of introspection and to record those thoughts. And how many times you go back to your journals in order to help embellish or improve your products. We took the students through that same process, even engaging them with the use of ICTs. Because it's how do we capture this? We go through the process, but you need to either write it down, speak it out, sing it out, or in this case, use your devices in order to capture the material. One of our sessions was our sip and paint sessions, was one of our activities in order to engage them and to kind of sort of break it down a little bit, because we have all these persons coming from different environments, different social realities. How can we begin to break the barriers down between them so that the sharing can really take place and that they can really begin to connect? Achieve, believe, create, dream. These are the mnemonic that we use in order to carry us through the process. Knowing your dream, what do you want to achieve? But you need to write it down. So through this sip and paint, we had them write it down, capture it in their memory bottles, so they will always have it with them. I didn't share it, they didn't share it with me, but they know it for themselves. Never Eat Alone is a book where the writer emphasized the importance of communal sharing through sharing a meal. And it's an important part of the networking process. And we saw it come to play in our sessions. The creative process begins with ideation, creating the product, and sharing. And all of our participants were taken through that process. And what what I always find fantastic is how at the end of the process, when they get it, more comes out. This is my son, Yeana Kelly-Simmons. He is he's an autistic spectrum superpower community member, right? And so that it's important to create a space where all persons are included, where they all feel safe, and they all have that space to create and share. You see the look of joy on these children's faces? Well, it's because it's the first time they get to see themselves on screen. So they are more into performance. They did a play, they captured it on video, and we had our highlight moment. And you see from the first picture what I asked you all to pay attention to and to focus on, how at the end of the process, the looks have changed. You have more smiles, more closer engagement between the participants as well. So that impact on the affective that we were going for, we know we achieved it. And it's a long process. There was ups and downs, some obstacles in terms of keeping them together, but we were able to make it through. And at the end of the day, the students, the participants were all able to achieve. And we want to create this experience for a wider group of persons, more students from different schools. We want them to come to our Junior Creative Studio. So one of the things we are looking at in terms of our next step is to have a fixed place where we can engage persons continually from a termly basis so that they can learn more, so that they can connect, so that they can create, so that they can grow up. Thank you.